The sun was going down when Jason Statham put on his old baseball cap and dark sunglasses. This was his usual look when he took his dog for a walk. He did not want people to know who he was. Jason was famous for his action movies, but in his neighborhood, he just wanted to be a normal man with his dog. His dog Bruce was a brown bulldog with sad eyes and a strong body. Jason found Bruce 2 years ago near a movie set. The dog was thin, dirty, and very scared. Someone had left him there all alone. Jason could not just walk away. He took the dog home that day. It was not easy at first. Bruce did not trust people. He would hide under the table when Jason came near. He would not eat if Jason was watching. But Jason was patient. He talked to Bruce in a soft voice every day. He put food in the bowl and walked away. Slowly, Bruce began to trust him. Now, 2 years later, Bruce followed Jason everywhere. The dog slept on a big bed next to Jason's. He waited by the door when Jason went out. Their evening walks were the best part of the day for both of them. This evening, they walked down the quiet street as usual. People were going home from work. Cars moved slowly on the road. Jason held Bruce's leash loosely as they walked past houses and small shops. Then they came to the corner where the local pub stood. The Red Lion was a small place where people came to drink beer and watch sports. Tonight, there were 3 big motorcycles parked outside. Jason did not think much about it as they walked past. But then the pub door opened. 3 big men in leather jackets came out. They were talking loudly and laughing. Their voices were rough. One man was very tall with a thick beard. Another was short but wide with many tattoos on his arms. The third had long hair tied back. The tall one saw Bruce first. He stopped talking and pointed at the dog. "Hey, look at that ugly mutt," he said to his friends. They all turned to look at Jason and Bruce. Jason kept walking. He did not want any trouble. Bruce stayed close to his legs, sensing something was wrong. But the men began to follow them. "Hey, you," the tall man called out. "Stop for a minute." Jason walked faster. The street was getting dark now. There were no other people around. The shops were closing. "I said stop," the man shouted. His voice was angry now. Jason turned around slowly. He kept his face calm. "Can I help you?" he asked in a quiet voice. The 3 men stood in front of him now. They smelled of beer and cigarettes. The tall one came closer. "That's an ugly dog you got there," he said. "Where did you find such an ugly thing?" "We're just going home," Jason said. He tried to walk around them. But the man with tattoos stepped in front of him. "We're talking to you," he said. He reached down and grabbed Bruce's leash. The dog made a small scared sound. Jason felt something change inside him. He was usually a calm man. He did not like to show his anger, but seeing Bruce scared made his hands turn into fists. "Let go of my dog," Jason said. His voice was still quiet, but there was something in it now that made the air feel cold. The men did not notice the change. The tall one laughed and pushed Jason's shoulder. "What if we don't want to?" he asked. "What are you going to do about it, old man?" The man with tattoos pulled Bruce's leash hard. The dog yelped in pain. Then the man with long hair stepped forward and kicked at Bruce. Jason saw the fear in his dog's eyes. He remembered how Bruce looked when he first found him. Small, afraid, hurt. Jason had made a promise that day. He had promised that no one would ever hurt Bruce again. Jason took off his sunglasses slowly. His eyes were cold and hard now. The 3 men were still laughing. They did not know who they were dealing with. They were about to find out. The street was empty now. The shops had closed and the people had gone home. Only Jason and the 3 bikers stood under the yellow light of a street lamp. Bruce was shaking, his body pressed against Jason's leg. The tall biker laughed again. "What are you going to do? Call the cops?" He pulled out his phone and waved it in front of Jason. "Go ahead. By the time they get here, we will be gone. And maybe your dog too." Jason looked at his phone in his pocket. He could call the police. That would be the right thing to do. But then he thought about Bruce, about how scared his dog was, about the promise he had made. No one would hurt Bruce again. Not while Jason was there. "I am not going to call anyone," Jason said. His voice was very quiet now. The bikers had to lean in to hear him. "Smart man," said the biker with tattoos. "Now give us your wallet, and we will leave you and your ugly dog alone." So that was what they wanted. Money. Jason almost felt better knowing that. It was not just about hurting Bruce. But then the tall biker kicked at Bruce again, and the dog made a sad sound that broke Jason's heart. "That was a mistake," Jason said. The bikers looked at each other and laughed. They did not see what was coming. They did not know who Jason Statham was. They did not know what he could do. Jason moved fast, faster than the bikers could see. His fist hit the tall biker in the stomach. The man bent over, all the air going out of him at once. Before he fell, Jason turned to the man with tattoos. One kick to his knee made him drop to the ground with a loud cry. The man with long hair tried to run, but Jason caught his jacket and pulled him back. He hit him once in the face, not hard enough to break anything, but hard enough to teach him a lesson. In less than 10 seconds, all three bikers were on the ground. They were not badly hurt, but they were in pain. They looked up at Jason with fear and surprise in their eyes. Now they knew they had made a big mistake. Jason picked up Bruce's leash from the ground. He checked his dog carefully. Bruce seemed okay, just scared. Jason patted his head gently. "Who are you?" asked the tall biker, holding his stomach and trying to get up. Jason did not answer that question. Instead, he said, "My dog was hurt before I found him. Someone was mean to him. I promised him that would never happen again." He looked at each biker in turn. "Do you understand?" The bikers nodded. They understood now. They had picked the wrong man and the wrong dog. "If I see you near my dog again," Jason said, "we will not talk. Do you understand that too?" Again, they nodded. The message was clear. Jason turned to walk away. Then he stopped and looked back. "One more thing. Those bikes are nice. It would be sad if something happened to them." The bikers looked at their motorcycles parked outside the pub. Then they looked back at Jason. They knew it was not an empty threat. Jason and Bruce walked home slowly. The night was quiet again. A few stars had come out. Bruce stayed close to Jason, but he was not shaking anymore. He knew he was safe now. At home, Jason gave Bruce a special treat. He checked him again for any hurts. There were none that he could see. But Jason knew that not all hurts can be seen. Some are deep inside. He sat on the floor next to Bruce and patted him until the dog fell asleep. Jason did not feel bad about what he had done. He had not hurt the bikers badly. He had just taught them a lesson. Sometimes that was the best way. Sometimes the police could not help. Sometimes a man had to stand up for what was right. That night, Jason slept on the floor next to Bruce. And when the dog woke up from a bad dream, Jason was there to comfort him. No more bad dreams, he told Bruce. No more hurts. Not while Jason was around. Morning came with bright sunshine through the windows. Jason woke up with a stiff back from sleeping on the floor. Bruce was already awake, watching him with those big brown eyes. The dog seemed okay, but Jason wanted to make sure. "Let us go see Dr. Sarah," Jason said to Bruce. Dr. Sarah was the vet who had helped Bruce when Jason first found him. She knew the dog well. She would tell if Bruce was hurt in ways Jason could not see. Jason made breakfast for both of them. He gave Bruce his special food and watched him eat. The dog seemed to have a good appetite. That was a good sign. After breakfast, they got in Jason's car and drove to the animal clinic. The waiting room was half full with people and their pets. A woman with a cat in a carrier. An old man with a small white dog. A young couple with a rabbit. They all looked at Jason and Bruce when they came in. Some people seemed to recognize Jason, but no one said anything. "Mr. Statham," the front desk lady said. "Dr. Sarah can see you in 10 minutes. Is Bruce okay?" "I hope so," Jason said. "We had a bad night. I want Dr. Sarah to check him." While they waited, Jason thought about the 3 bikers. He wondered if they would cause more trouble. He did not want that. He just wanted to be left alone with his dog, but he was ready if they came back. Dr. Sarah called them into her office. She was a tall woman with kind eyes and a gentle smile. Bruce liked her, which was saying a lot. The dog did not like many people. "So what happened?" Dr. Sarah asked as she checked Bruce. Jason told her a shorter version of the story. He said some men had scared Bruce and maybe hurt him. He did not say what he had done to the men. Dr. Sarah checked Bruce carefully. She felt his legs and back. She looked at his eyes and in his ears. She listened to his heart. "He seems okay physically," she said when she was done. "No broken bones, no cuts, but he is nervous, more nervous than usual." She looked at Jason. What exactly happened? Jason sighed. 3 men were mean to him. They pulled his leash hard. They kicked at him. It reminded him of his old life, I think, before I found him. Dr. Sarah nodded. She understood. The body can heal faster than the mind, Jason. Bruce may have bad dreams for a while. He may be more afraid of strangers. Just be patient with him, like you were when you first got him. Jason thanked her and paid for the visit. As they were leaving, Dr. Sarah touched his arm. "What happened to those men?" she asked quietly. Jason looked at her. "They learned a lesson," he said. Dr. Sarah smiled a little. "Good," she said. She had seen too many hurt animals in her work. Sometimes she wished she could teach lessons to the people who hurt them. Back at home, Jason let Bruce play in the yard while he made some calls. He had to cancel a meeting in the city. He wanted to stay home with Bruce today. His agent was not happy, but Jason did not care. Bruce was more important. While Bruce slept in the sun, Jason cleaned his house. He kept looking out the windows. Part of him expected to see the 3 bikers coming for him. Another part hoped they would. He was ready for them. The phone rang in the afternoon. It was a number Jason did not know. He answered it carefully. "Is this Jason Statham?" a woman's voice asked. "Who wants to know?" Jason said. "My name is Lisa." The woman said, "My brother is Mark. He was one of the men last night. The one with the beard." Jason felt his body get tight, ready for trouble. "What do you want?" he asked. "I want to apologize," Lisa said, "and I want to talk to you, face to face. Can I come to your house?" Jason thought about it. It could be a trick. The bikers could be planning something, but something in the woman's voice made him think she was telling the truth. "Come at 5, Jason said. "Come alone, or do not come at all." At 5 o'clock, there was a knock on the door. Jason had put Bruce in the bedroom to keep him safe. He did not know what to expect. He looked through the window first before opening the door. A young woman stood on his porch. She was about 30 years old with long brown hair. She looked nervous. She was alone as far as Jason could see. No bikers hiding in the bushes. No motorcycles parked on the street. Jason opened the door but stood in the way. "Lisa?" he asked. The woman nodded. "Thank you for seeing me," she said. Her voice was quiet. She held a small bag in her hands. Jason looked at the bag. "What is that?" he asked. "Just some things," Lisa said, "for your dog, and a letter from my brother." Jason stepped back and let her in. The house was clean but simple, not what people might expect from a movie star. Jason did not care about fancy things. He led Lisa to the living room, but did not offer her a seat yet. "Talk," he said. Lisa took a deep breath. "First, I want to say how sorry I am about what happened. My brother Mark and his friends were very drunk. They are not bad men, but they do stupid things when they drink." She looked down at her hands. "That is not an excuse, just a fact." Jason did not say anything. He waited for her to continue. Mark came home last night with a black eye and bruises on his stomach. He told me what they did to your dog. What you did to them." Lisa looked up at Jason. "He had no idea who you were. None of them did. When I told him, he nearly got sick." Jason raised an eyebrow. He did not care if they knew who he was. "That was not the point. I am not here because you are famous," Lisa said quickly, as if reading his mind. "I am here because what they did was wrong. And because Mark is truly sorry." She held out the bag to Jason. He took it and looked inside. There was dog food, the expensive kind, some dog toys, and a white envelope. "Open it," Lisa said. Jason took out the envelope and opened it. Inside was money, several $100s, and a letter. The writing was not very neat, but he could read it. "Dear Mr. Statham," it said, "I am very sorry for what I did to your dog. I was drunk and stupid. I have no excuse. The money is for any vet bills. I know it does not make up for what we did. If you want to call the police, I understand. Mark." Jason put the letter back in the envelope. He looked at Lisa. "Sit down," he said, pointing to the couch. Lisa sat down. She still looked nervous. "Does your brother think I want money?" Jason asked. "No," Lisa said. "He knows money does not fix this, but he wanted to pay for any vet bills at least." Jason nodded. "Your brother is right about one thing. Money does not fix this, but an apology is a start." He sat down across from her. "Why did you come, and not him?" Lisa looked down again. "He was afraid. Not of you hitting him again, but of facing what he did. And honestly, he looks pretty bad. His eye is swollen shut. His ribs might be cracked." For the first time, Jason felt a small bit of regret. Maybe he had hit the man too hard. But then he remembered how they had hurt Bruce, how scared his dog had been. "I did not enjoy hurting your brother," Jason said, "but I could not let them hurt my dog." "I understand," Lisa said. "I have a cat. I would be very angry if someone hurt her." She paused. "Can I see your dog? I would like to apologize to him too." Jason thought about it. Bruce did not like strangers, especially now. But something about Lisa seemed sincere. "Wait here," he said. He went to the bedroom and found Bruce on the bed. "Come on, boy," he said gently. "There is someone who wants to meet you." Bruce followed Jason back to the living room. When he saw Lisa, he stopped and moved behind Jason's legs. "It's okay," Jason told him. "She is not going to hurt you." Lisa did not move from the couch. She did not want to scare the dog. "Hello, Bruce," she said softly. "I am very sorry about what happened to you." Bruce stayed behind Jason, watching Lisa with careful eyes. The dog did not growl, which was a good sign. He was scared, but not angry. "Can I give him a treat?" Lisa asked. "I brought some in the bag." Jason nodded. "You can try, but he may not take it from you." Lisa took a small dog treat from the bag. She did not stand up or move toward Bruce. Instead, she held out her hand low to the ground. "It's okay, Bruce. This is for you," she said in a soft voice. Bruce looked at Jason as if asking permission. Jason gave him a small pat. "It's okay, boy." Slowly, Bruce came out from behind Jason. He moved toward Lisa, stopping a few feet away. He could smell the treat in her hand. He wanted it, but he was still afraid. Lisa stayed very still. She did not look directly at Bruce. She just held the treat and waited. After a long moment, Bruce took a step forward, then another. He stretched his neck to sniff the treat. Then, quickly, he took it from her hand and backed away to eat it. Lisa smiled. It was a small victory. "He is a brave dog," she said. "Yes, he is," Jason agreed. He sat down again, and Bruce came to lie at his feet. "Tell me more about your brother and his friends." Lisa took a deep breath. "Mark is my older brother. He works as a mechanic. The other two men are his friends from work. They ride motorcycles on weekends. They are not in a real biker gang or anything." She paused. They drink too much sometimes. They act tough, but they are not bad people deep down. Jason listened without saying anything. He wanted to understand. Mark has had a hard time lately, Lisa continued. His wife left him 6 months ago. He lost his house. He is staying with me right now. The drinking has gotten worse. She looked at Jason. But that is no excuse for hurting your dog. None at all. Jason thought about this. People did stupid things when they were in pain. He had seen it many times. He even done it himself once or twice. What will your brother do now? Jason asked. He is afraid you will call the police, Lisa said. Or worse, that you will come after him again. Jason shook his head. I do not want to hurt your brother. I do not want to call the police. I just want to walk my dog in peace. Lisa looked relieved. Thank you. That is very kind of you. It is not kindness, Jason said. It is finished. As long as they leave us alone, we leave them alone. Bruce had relaxed a bit. He was watching Lisa with less fear now. She slowly reached into the bag again. I brought something else, she said. May I? Jason nodded, curious. Lisa pulled out a small stuffed toy. It was a bear. My brother said your dog seems sad. When my cat is sad, she likes to play. Maybe Bruce would like this. The thoughtfulness of the gift surprised Jason. He took the toy and showed it to Bruce. The dog sniffed it carefully. Then he took it gently in his mouth. He did not chew it or shake it. He just held it. He likes it, Jason said, a bit surprised. Lisa smiled. I am glad. She stood up slowly. I should go now. Thank you for seeing me. And for not calling the police on my brother. Jason stood up too. One question before you go. How did you find my house? Lisa looked uncomfortable. Everyone knows where Jason Statham lives. Your address is not a secret. She paused. Are you worried my brother will come back? Jason thought about this. Should I be? No, Lisa said firmly. Mark knows he was wrong. And honestly, he is too scared to come near you again. He told all his friends about what happened, about who you are. She smiled a little. You are something of a legend now at his workplace. Jason walked her to the door. Before she left, Lisa looked at Bruce one more time. I really am sorry, she said. Jason believed her. As he closed the door, he felt something he had not expected. Relief. Not just that the problem with the bikers seemed to be over, but that people could still surprise him in good ways. Bruce was on the couch now, the stuffed bear still in his mouth. He looked almost happy. Jason sat next to him and turned on the TV. Maybe tomorrow they would try their walk again, take the same route past the pub, see what happened. For now, though, they were safe at home, and that was enough. The next morning was sunny and warm. Jason woke up feeling better about everything. Bruce seemed better too. The dog had slept with his new stuffed bear, keeping it close all night. He had not had any bad dreams. After breakfast, Jason got the leash. Ready for a walk, boy? He asked. Bruce wagged his tail and went to the door. He seemed eager to go out. That was a good sign. Jason had worried that Bruce might be too scared to walk outside after what happened. They started their walk, taking their usual route. Jason felt a little nervous as they got closer to the pub. He was not afraid of the bikers. He was worried about how Bruce would react if they saw them again. But when they reached the pub, there were no motorcycles outside. The place was quiet in the morning light. Bruce did not even seem to remember that anything bad had happened there. He just walked by, sniffing at a bush. As they turned the corner, Jason saw a man washing a car in a driveway. The man looked up as they passed. It was the tall biker, Mark. His eye was still swollen and purple. He froze when he saw Jason and Bruce. Jason stopped too. The two men looked at each other for a long moment. Bruce moved behind Jason's legs again, remembering the man who had hurt him. But then Mark did something Jason did not expect. He put down his sponge and walked to the fence. He did not come too close. He stopped a safe distance away. He looked at Bruce, then at Jason. "I am sorry," Mark said simply. "I was wrong." Jason studied the man's face. The bruises, the black eye, but more than that, the shame in his eyes. Jason knew what it cost a proud man to apologize like this. "We all make mistakes," Jason said finally. Mark nodded, grateful for those words. "Your dog okay?" he asked. "He will be," Jason said. "Just needs time." Mark looked at Bruce again. "I have never owned a dog," he said. "Never understood how important they can be to people." He paused. "My sister loves her cat like family. I get it now." Jason appreciated the man's honesty. "Maybe you should get a dog," he said. "Teaches you a lot about loyalty." Mark smiled a little, though it seemed to hurt his face. "Maybe I will, when I get my life back together." He took a step back toward his car. "We will not bother you again. You have my word." Jason nodded. That was good enough for him. "Take care of yourself," he said. Then he and Bruce continued their walk. As they walked home, Jason thought about how things had turned out. Not what he had expected. He had been ready for more trouble, maybe even another fight. Instead, he had found something better. Understanding. Respect. When they got home, Jason had a surprise. A small package was on his porch. It had no name, just "For Bruce" written on it. Jason opened it carefully. Inside was a dog collar. It was well made, with strong leather and a silver tag. The tag had Bruce's name on one side. On the other side it said, "Protected." Jason smiled. He knew who had left it. Lisa had mentioned that Mark was a leather worker as well as a mechanic. This was his way of making things right. When Jason put the new collar on Bruce, the dog seemed to stand a little taller. Like he knew what it meant. Protected. Safe. Loved. Later that day, Jason got a call from his agent. "Where were you yesterday?" the agent asked. "You missed an important meeting." "Had some business to take care of," Jason said. "More important than a meeting. More important than a $10 million movie deal?" the agent asked, sounding annoyed. Jason looked at Bruce, who was sleeping on the couch with his bear and his new collar. "Yes," he said. "Some things are more important than money." The agent started to argue, but Jason was not listening anymore. He was thinking about the walk tomorrow, and the next day, and all the days after that, walking Bruce past the pub, nodding to Mark if he saw him, moving on from what had happened. That was the thing about life, Jason thought. You could hold on to anger, or you could let it go and find something better on the other side. A week passed without any more trouble. Jason and Bruce took their walks every day. Bruce grew more confident again. He stopped hiding behind Jason when they passed the pub. The new collar seemed to give him courage. One evening, as they walked past the pub, Jason noticed something different. There were many motorcycles parked outside, at least 10 of them, more than before. Loud music came from inside the pub. Jason felt Bruce press against his leg. The dog remembered. "It's okay," Jason said softly. "We will cross the street." As they were crossing, the pub door opened. Several bikers came out, laughing and talking loudly. Jason recognized Mark among them. Mark saw Jason too and raised his hand in a small wave. Then one of the other bikers noticed Jason. He was a big man with a long beard. "Hey, is that the guy?" he asked Mark loudly. "The one who beat you up?" Mark looked uncomfortable. "Leave it alone, Denny," he said. But the big biker, Denny, was already walking toward Jason and Bruce. Jason stopped, ready for trouble. Bruce growled softly. Denny stopped a few feet away. He looked at Jason, then at Bruce. "Nice dog," he said. His voice was not mean. It was almost respectful. Jason nodded but did not speak. He waited to see what would happen. Denny turned to Mark. "You did not tell me it was Jason Statham," he said. "I love your movies, man." Jason relaxed a little. This was not going the way he expected. I heard what happened, Denny continued. These guys were jerks to your dog. He looked at Mark and the other bikers. Not cool. Mark looked down at his feet. I told you I was sorry, he said to Jason. Denny seemed surprised. You apologized. Good. He turned back to Jason. Most of us love dogs. These guys were drunk and stupid. He pointed to Bruce. Is he okay now? He is getting better, Jason said. Denny nodded. Good. Hey, we are having a little party inside. Want to join us? Your dog can come too. This offer surprised Jason. He looked at the pub. Dogs are not allowed inside, he said. Denny smiled. My cousin owns this place. Dogs are allowed if I say they are. Jason thought about it. He looked at Bruce. The dog seemed calm enough. Maybe this was a chance to help Bruce see that not all loud men in leather jackets were bad. For a little while, Jason agreed. They walked to the pub together. The other bikers looked surprised when Jason and Bruce came in with Denny and Mark. The music was loud, but not too loud. Bruce stayed close to Jason. Hey everyone, Denny called out. This is Jason and his dog Bruce. They are our guests tonight. The bikers nodded or waved. Some of them seemed to recognize Jason from his movies. Others just looked curious about the dog. A woman brought a bowl of water for Bruce. Thank you, Jason said. Denny found them a table in the corner, away from the loudest part of the room. What can I get you to drink? He asked. Just water, Jason said. He did not drink alcohol when he was with Bruce. Denny got the drinks. He sat down with Jason while Mark stayed at the bar. Mark told us what happened, Denny said, about how they messed with your dog and you taught them a lesson. Jason shrugged. It is over now. Denny nodded. Mark learned something. He has been different this past week. Drinking less. Talking about getting his own place again. He looked at Bruce, and he made that collar. Nice work, right? Very nice, Jason agreed. You know, most of us are not like that, Denny said. We look tough, but we take care of our own. Dogs included. As if to prove his point, a small brown dog came from behind the bar. It ran straight to Denny, wagging its tail. This is Rusty, Denny said, petting the little dog. My cousin found him behind the pub last year. Half-starved. Now he lives here and gets fat on hamburgers. Bruce watched Rusty with interest. The small dog noticed Bruce and came over to sniff him. Bruce was much bigger, but he was gentle with the little dog. Soon, they were smelling each other and wagging their tails. Look at that, Denny said with a smile. Dogs know good people when they meet them. Jason watched the dogs play. He sipped his water. He thought about how strange life could be. A week ago, these men were enemies. Now, they were almost friends. Jason stayed at the pub longer than he planned. The bikers were friendly and wanted to hear stories about his movies. Bruce seemed happy too, playing with Rusty and getting treats from everyone. Mark finally came over to the table. He still looked a bit nervous around Jason. Can I get you something to eat? He asked. The burgers here are really good. Sure, Jason said. And maybe a small one for Bruce too. While they waited for the food, Lisa arrived at the pub. She looked surprised to see Jason and Bruce there. Well, this is not what I expected, she said with a smile. She sat down at their table. Your brother invited us, Jason explained. Everyone has been very nice. Lisa looked pleased. Mark told me he saw you walking today, but he did not mention inviting you here. She patted Bruce, who remembered her and wagged his tail. How are you doing, Bruce? I see you are wearing the collar Mark made. The food came, and they all ate together. Jason noticed that Mark was drinking soda, not beer. Lisa noticed him looking. 8 days sober, she said quietly. Since that night. Jason nodded. Sometimes bad events led to good changes. He had seen it before in his own life. After they ate, Denny came back to their table. We are having a charity ride next weekend, he said. For the local animal shelter. Want to join us? Jason was surprised by the invitation. I do not have a motorcycle, he said. Denny laughed. You can follow in your car. Bring Bruce. The shelter needs donations and volunteers. We do this ride every year. I did not know bikers did charity work, Jason admitted. There is a lot people do not know about us, Denny said. We look scary, but most of us are just regular people who like motorcycles. Jason thought about it. I will come, he decided. Bruce and I both will. Lisa smiled. I will be there too. I volunteer at the shelter sometimes. As the evening went on, more bikers came to talk to Jason. Some wanted to take pictures with him. Others just wanted to meet Bruce. One old biker with gray hair showed Jason pictures of his 3 dogs on his phone. Found them all on the street, the old biker said proudly. Best dogs in the world. Jason felt something changing inside him. He had judged these people too quickly, just as they had judged him and Bruce. Everyone made mistakes. The important thing was learning from them. When it was time to leave, Denny walked Jason and Bruce to the door. Thanks for coming, he said. It meant a lot to Mark. He has been beating himself up about what happened. Tell him we are good, Jason said. No hard feelings. Outside, the night was cool and clear. Stars filled the sky. Bruce seemed tired but happy as they walked home. His new friend Rusty had played with him for hours. Back at home, Jason checked his phone. He had missed calls from his agent again. There was also an email about a new movie role, a tough guy who solved problems with his fists. The usual. Jason put the phone down without answering. He thought about the bikers at the pub, about how they had changed from enemies to friends in a week, about how Bruce had found a new playmate in Little Rusty, about the charity ride for the animal shelter. Maybe it was time for a different kind of role, Jason thought. A different kind of story. He looked at Bruce, who was already asleep on the couch, his new collar shining in the soft light. The dog looked peaceful, safe. The bad night was just a memory now. Jason sat next to Bruce and gently patted his head. We made some new friends today, he said softly. Not bad for a walk that started with crossing the street to avoid trouble. Bruce opened one eye, looked at Jason, then went back to sleep. His tail thumped once against the couch as if to say he agreed. Sometimes the best endings came from the worst beginnings. Jason knew that was true in movies. Now he knew it was true in real life too. The day of the charity ride was sunny and perfect. Jason arrived at the pub parking lot in his black car with Bruce in the back seat. The lot was full of motorcycles. At least 30 bikers were there, many wearing vests with the words Road Warriors on the back. Denny saw Jason and came over. You made it, he said with a big smile. And Bruce too. Excellent. He patted the dog, who remembered him, and wagged his tail. Mark and Lisa were there too. Mark looked better. His black eye was almost gone. He seemed more confident now. Thanks for coming, he said to Jason. It means a lot to the shelter. Jason had brought donations. Dog food, blankets, and toys. He also had a check for the shelter. The bikers helped him unload everything from his car. This is very generous, Lisa said when she saw the check. The shelter will be able to help so many animals with this. Jason shrugged. Money is easy to give. Time is harder, but more valuable. The ride was about to begin. The plan was to go to the animal shelter, then ride through town to raise awareness. People would see the bikers and read their signs about helping animals. You can follow behind us, Denny explained. We will go slow. As the bikers started their engines, Little Rusty appeared from the pub. He jumped into a small carrier on the back of Denny's motorcycle. The little dog wore tiny goggles and seemed very excited. He loves to ride, Denny explained. Has his own helmet and everything. Bruce watched Rusty with great interest. His tail wagged faster. Maybe next time Bruce can ride too, Denny suggested. We can find a sidecar for him. Jason smiled at the thought. Bruce in a motorcycle sidecar wearing goggles. That would be something to see. The ride to the shelter took 20 minutes. Jason followed the long line of motorcycles in his car. People on the streets stopped to watch. Some waved. The bikers waved back. At the shelter, the director was waiting for them. She was an older woman named Mrs. Wilson. She seemed surprised to see Jason Statham there. "We have a special guest today," Denny told her, "and he brought donations." Mrs. Wilson thanked Jason for coming. "The animals will be so happy with these gifts," she said. "Would you like to see them?" The shelter was clean but old. It needed repairs. Dogs and cats were in cages, waiting for new homes. They barked and meowed when people came in. "We are always full," Mrs. Wilson explained. "Too many animals, not enough homes." Bruce walked beside Jason, looking at the other dogs. He seemed to understand that he was lucky. He had a home and a person who loved him. Jason stopped at one cage. Inside was a dog that looked a lot like Bruce. Same brown color, same sad eyes. The dog was missing one leg. "This is Max," Mrs. Wilson said. "He was hit by a car. The owner did not want to pay for his care, so they left him here." Jason bent down to look at Max. The dog came to the front of the cage, tail wagging slowly, hope in his eyes. "He needs a special home," Mrs. Wilson said. "Someone who understands that he is still a good dog, even with 3 legs." Jason looked at Bruce, then back at Max. Something passed between them. An understanding. Bruce had been rescued. Now maybe it was time to rescue another dog. "I would like to adopt him," Jason said. Mrs. Wilson looked surprised. "Are you sure? He needs special care." "I am sure," Jason said. "Bruce needs a brother. And I have plenty of room." The adoption papers took only a few minutes to fill out. Mark and Denny helped Jason get Max to the car. The 3-legged dog was nervous at first, but seemed to calm down when he met Bruce. "Look at that," Lisa said. "They already like each other." It was true. Bruce was gentle with Max, as if he knew the other dog had been hurt. They sat together in the back seat of Jason's car. "This was not what I expected when I came here today," Jason admitted, "but it feels right." The bikers all came to say goodbye before Jason left. They patted Max and wished him well in his new home. Denny gave Jason a Road Warriors vest. "Honorary member," he said. As Jason drove home with his 2 dogs, he thought about how strange life could be. One bad night had led to new friends, a charity ride, and now a new dog. Bad things could lead to good things if you let them. At home, Jason showed Max around the house. The 3-legged dog was shy but curious. Bruce stayed with him, showing him the water bowl and the yard. "Welcome home, Max," Jason said. "You are safe now." And as the sun set on that perfect day, 3 souls who had all been hurt in different ways found peace together. Safe, protected, home.